Like Versace. I'm rich. I'm rich. Diamonds on my body, rich. Smelling like Versace, rich. Jay-Z and Beyonce, rich. I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. Smelling like Versace, rich. Jay-Z and Beyonce, rich. I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. Diamonds on my body, rich. Smelling like Versace, rich. Jay-Z and Beyonce, rich. I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. I'm rich. Diamonds on my body, rich. Smelling like Versace, rich. Jay-Z and Beyonce, rich. I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. I'm rich, I'm rich. rich. I'm rich. Diamonds on my body rich. Smelling like Versace rich. Jay-Z and Beyonce rich. I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. Diamonds on my body rich. Smelling like Versace rich. Jay-Z and Beyonce rich. I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. I'm rich. I'm rich. Diamonds on my body rich. Smelling like Versace rich. Jay-Z and Beyonce rich. I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. Say rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. I'm rich. I'm rich. Diamonds on my body rich. Smelling like Versace rich. Jay-Z and Beyonce rich. I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. Diamonds on my body rich. Smelling like Versace rich. Jay-Z and Beyonce rich. I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. I'm rich. Diamonds on my body rich. Smelling like Versace rich. Jay-Z and Beyonce rich. I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. Say rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich.
Here we are, guys, on stream right now. Gonna start a stream soon. We have not much peeps around here in the lobby, so I'm gonna spin out one more song, and maybe eventually we'll hope that that it works and that people will join. Although MRC and NLD, so let's see. Still gonna wait. Sorry guys for the inconvenience, but we will be there definitely.
I'm rich. I'm rich. I'm rich. Diamonds on my body rich. Smelling like Versace rich. Jay-Z and Beyonce rich. I'm rich. I'm rich. I'm rich. Diamonds on my body rich. Smelling like Versace rich. Jay-Z and Beyonce rich. I'm rich. I'm rich. I'm rich. I'm rich. I'm rich. Diamonds on my body rich. Smelling like Versace rich. Jay-Z and Beyonce rich. I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. Say rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. I'm rich. I'm rich. Diamonds on my body rich. Smelling like Versace rich. Jay-Z and Beyonce rich. I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. Diamonds on my body rich. Smelling like Versace rich. Jay-Z and Beyonce rich. I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. I'm rich. Diamonds on my body rich. Smelling like Versace rich. Jay-Z and Beyonce rich. I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. Say rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich.
Yes, and here we fucking are. Yeah. Let's see. Need to turn down. Yeah, turn down that sound. Can you say something?
Hello.
Holy shit, man. Can you do that again, please?
Hello.
Yeah. Nobody's ears is ripping on. Nobody's ear is ripping off right now because I don't know what happened with that peak. You know, you have that peak amount. First it's green. Yeah, like 80% of that bar is green. The other 10% is like yellow, and the other 10% is red. The last 10%, and you were far, far away from red, but on the negative side.
Well, I was too loud.
Oh yeah, you did. You were quite too loud. Yeah, you can say that like that. Yeah. Anyways, welcome everyone into the stream, at the stream, on the stream, under the stream, within the stream. I don't care where you are, but welcome everyone. Today, this is actually a test stream because tomorrow the first match will start between. Although it's not between, it's just an MRC event, Mature Racing Club at Project Cars 2. It's just a GTE championship, and we got invited. And yeah, I also got invited to become a lead commentator next to my co-commentator, Mr. Liam.
Hi everyone. Looking forward to commentating on this tomorrow with hopefully more than 2 cars since we have a full grid. Should be a good race.
I hope so. I hope so. I hope we can see more cars, and we'll see more cars tomorrow, because right now it looks kind of sad, if you ask me. But yeah, this is just a practice, and this is also the test for our stream, of course. Gonna help this stream on Team NLD for a while. Reason for that is that actually MRC doesn't have a YouTube channel yet, but they are pretty big on Facebook. If you want to know more about them, links are down below in the description. Find them and do something with it. Just like that page and stay in contact with them. Am I right, Liam?
Yeah, it would be great to have more members of the community talking and giving feedback, and maybe even joining to race.
Exactly. Yeah, this is on PS4, our sponsor, All or Nothing. And indeed, guys, our sponsor is in chat as well. If you want to join him, damn, what am I saying? If you want to know more about racing gear and sim gear and gaming gear, go watch their website. They will sell everything related to gaming. You can go to allornothingnl.com and you can purchase everything. You can purchase the whole shop away from them. As long as they make money. No, that's weird to say, but anyway, uh, that's our sponsor. If you want to know more, link is down below in the description as well. Who are we looking to? The dinosaur?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ben, who's the first guy on track, maybe the only one on a timed lap.
Ah, is he? Is he? Let's see what he can build off that time. Is he in his outlap, or is he already in a?
This is definitely a timed lap.
The way he drives, it looks like it, right?
Yeah, there's one other car out on track, so when Ben posts his lap time, I'm sure we'll go and watch them.
I'm curious what time he sets.
144.2.
That's not bad. Here we have Greg, aka Anger, on his second account. I don't know why he's driving on his second account today, or today, but certainly have a reason, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see now if this is a timed lap or an out lap.
That's a good question. No, it's a timed lap, and he sets a 146.7. Oh, no, sorry, 146.2. It is. It's not a bad time at all, but he's driving a Porsche. He can be faster than that. It's one of the fastest car on track, next to the Corvette.
Yeah, Ben's rounding the banking onto the back straight now, so he's going to set another lap time.
Let's see what he does. This chicane is kind of tricky, to be honest. It's weird because you create a lot of understeer and oversteer at the same time within that chicane, and it's a double short chicane, and it's pretty hard because you're coming towards that chicane, both chicanes at top speed. So it's pretty hard to hit the brakes without sliding away. It's the same thing as the first corner after start finish. He can control. He can manage and control his car. Oh, there he goes. That's what I'm talking about. It's pretty hard to maintain control about that car.
Yeah, the chicane's a very, very tricky corner. You obviously want to nail the exit because you've got that run all the way around the bank and down to turn one, but an inch too fast, you're on the grass and round, so it's a very, very tough corner.
Yeah, it definitely is. Definitely is. And it depends also on how you have tuned your car. I mean, that also makes a difference. A lot of difference, to be honest. But then,
Yeah, I can imagine. Not sure about the suspension stuff, but I'm sure a lot of them will be running very, very low downforce.
low downforce and soft suspensions. I think mainly soft suspensions. I did with my Ford GT on this track, and I had a lot of grip, and I could run without seeing the pit lane like 33 rounds. No fuel, no new tires, and on a hard compound. So I'm curious what what the others are gonna do tomorrow. If they're gonna play tactical or gonna play fast but non-pit strategy tactical, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It all depends.
Yeah, I've never raced a GTE car around here, but I've raced a GT3 car and definitely had to make pit stops in them.
Yeah, but there's a huge difference between the GTE and a GT3 car, although not a lot. But you can see the GT3 car as a stock car within the GT class, and the GTE class is more made for fine tuning and more made for the heavier stuff. For instance, like endurance races and stuff like that. And there he goes. Sad part. Yeah,
That exact corner we were talking
yeah,
about.
that is exact the same corner, and it's pretty hard to hit the brakes on the right time and control your car at the same time as well. I mean, you need to be careful at a lot of things when entering that corner.
Yeah, I think your brake setup in terms of pressure and bias and stuff are all defined by turn one in that chicane.
Yep. Even your dampers and your suspensions are involved with that process. So, um, yeah, it's not that easy. It's not that easy. By the way, our sponsors just said we still not have everything on the website. Way more will come in the future, from the desk seats to custom wheel stands. Yeah, he builds the owner of All or Nothing. Builds his own play seats and his own stand, so that's actually great. If he has a concept or he has something you want to share with you guys, probably I am probably the first one who get the concept and can get some feedback and give some feedback towards him and use it for a while. So I hope it will happen in the future, but I know that I have made that appointment a long time ago with him, so probably will happen. So let's see. What is Will doing right now? Times right now, it's not that hard. The times right now are Ben set a 142.7. Greg set a 164. No, 46, sorry. 46.2. And Will set 0. But I guess he's now in his outlap because he spawned out in the chicane previous round. So I guess he
Yeah.
see what he does. I'm quite curious.
Of course, there may be massive fuel discrepancies between everyone's times, so hopefully when we get to the qualifying after this practice, we'll get a clearer idea.
Yeah, a clear idea on what on what people uses during the qualifying and what times are they gonna set, because less fuel is a lighter car. A lighter car, it makes it a faster car, but a trickier car at this track, by the way. Let me tell you that.
Yeah.
Look at him sliding. How's the sound, by the way, guys? Let me know in chat. We want your feedback. Is the sound okay? In-game sound, I mean, you probably can hear Liam and me talking, but how about in-game sound? Let me know, because I still can adjust that if you want to. How's the quality, graphical-wise? Let me know.
Greg improved slightly to go 2/10 ahead of Will, to just 1,000th away from a 44.
That's a tight one. It's really a tight one. Just less than 3/10. That's great.
And there's a spin at a corner, you don't see many of them.
The game sound needs a little bit louder. Okay, we can arrange that. I guess. Damn it. No, I can't do shit right now. Okay,
It can be fixed for tomorrow at least.
yeah, I will write that down and turn up the game sound, the game volume for a bit. Or a little bit. So, gonna write that down. What is this? This is shit.
Oh, it's a spin and a
Oh, you
crash at
spawn
turn
out?
1.
Too close to the wall, I guess.
It spun and whacked into the wall sideways. So it's been spins at both the corners we mentioned as being tricky.
I don't know if I still can adjust the sound right now. I guess not, but nope, I can't use any button. You stole my controller. Gonna fix that by tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the first race, the official first race. Today is just a practice for them and for us as commentators, a test stream. Just see what the issues are. Whoa, there it goes again. Just to see what the issues are with the stream or if there are any issues. As far as I could see right now in chat, it's fine except for the game sound. It's way too low. So I need to adjust that tomorrow, or at least after this stream. And I will promise you guys that we are gonna do our best to give you a good entertainment or piece of entertainment with good sound and good qualities, because we are all in for quality, right?
Yep.
It even gets harder right now for the guys because it's gonna be dark right now and the tarmac is cooling off. So grip will be reduced or decrease, sorry. And yeah, it will be hard for the guys to hit the brake points, or at least get hit the brakes on the right point. So let's see what Ben does.
He's been on that 42.7 for a long time, but he hasn't come in yet, so I feel like he's doing a high fuel run. Oh. Sliding through turn 1, but not spinning at least.
The owner of All or Nothing asked me if, or asked everyone in chat if, who thinks that Team NLD or some members of Team NLD Gaming should join him drifting, and probably on Assetto Corsa. But no, I hate drifting on Assetto Corsa. It doesn't feel that right for me right now. It's not my thing, drifting. Racing is more my thing. Oh shit.
It's the second time we've seen Greg off at turn 3.
I guess he's yeah, I don't know why he's on his second account, because right now he doesn't have the save game that he should have to drive this car.
Yeah, unless he's got it set up written down or something.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing right now. He's probably tuning this car differently than he did with his main account. So I'm curious about that. Maybe we can ask that later to him, invite him into the party, and have a little French interview, because he is French. Oh, he is Français.
I definitely wouldn't be a part of that. My very, very basic French.
More, I speak a little bit of French, but because I've lived there in the past, but I'm still Dutch, Duchess. Anything else? I mean, Heineken.
Everyone knows that.
Yeah, everyone knows that. You know what the funny part is of this of racing in general? Right now, Ben set a fastest time of a 142.7. Yes, 142.7. But to be honest, it's just a momentum. It's not that you will drive that consistently during the whole race, because if you do that, you will rip off your tires. Yeah. And second of all, you really need to see the pit lane, because your fuel consumption will be high AF.
Yeah, very much.
So what the drivers, the racers of this event, although the upcoming event by tomorrow, need to think about is like fuel consumption, tire wear, and manage those both things together. And let's see if they can beat Max Verstappen, because Max Verstappen, for instance, is a great guy when it comes to fuel consumption and tire management. But let's see if they if the guys tomorrow have the same. How would I say the same feeling for it? You know what I'm talking about. Oh, and Carlos joined. That's nice. Carlos just joined. He's also an NLD member. The other guys, the other three guys above are MRC guys. Those are great guys, really. If you want to know more information about MRC, links are down below in the description for more social media platforms of them. And well, join the group.
I take it you're using Verstappen has absolutely nothing to do with the nationality.
What? Can you repeat that again? Sorry.
I take it using Verstappen as the example has absolutely nothing to do with your nationality at all.
No, it had no. It was just meant as the more meant as tire management. He's a guy that likes to race. He's hard on the pedals, really, but he's pretty good in managing his fuel consumption and his tire management, and that is just an example what I could think of within like 2 seconds. But there are probably more guys on track in real life, down in the Formula One, actually can complete that or can compete that job as well. So, but Max Verstappen was just the guy that I could mention quickly.
Fair enough.
Because I know you're a great fan of Romain Grosjean.
Oh God, definitely not. Definitely not.
I mean Crash Sean or Croissant. What the how the fuck do I say that? Croissant.
Or every time he gets overtaken, cries to the FIA.
Who did?
Grosjean, every time he's overtaken, he's on the radio
Yeah,
complaining.
yeah. Or during the safety car situation on Baku last year, driving into the
Yes.
freaking wall and blame Ericsson of it. Like, what the hell?
Definitely Ericsson's fault.
Yeah.
Definitely Ericsson's fault, that one.
Yeah. He was like 20 feet away from him. Like, okay, great job doing that. Freaky Freddy should get a PC like a real gamer. I'm streaming right now off a PC, but between that PC and my PlayStation is an Elgato attached. So yeah, I do have a gaming PC. I switched 6 years ago. Going back to console feels weird somehow. Yeah, it feels weird, but I'm using a wheel. So there's no difference between using a wheel on a console or a PC. So really, there isn't. Well, yeah, if you want to join the community of Mature Racing Club, aka MCR, or MRC, sorry, MRC, links are down below in the description, and maybe Liam can tell you what the groups contain and what they do and how it works and how much love they give to the other members within that group. I mean, it's a lovely community. I mean, it's different from other communities because they are not toxic like that. They definitely have something in there, that doesn't explode that quick, if you know what I'm talking about. Liam, maybe you can explain more.
Well, I suppose nobody should probably look at me and Ben's conversations then if you say it's not toxic, but yeah, they're just a community of guys that want to race, get on with it, and they don't sort of mess around with it. They want happy racing. Like any racing, there'll probably be people disagreeing and arguing and whatnot, but I haven't been part of this community for very long, but yeah, it's a good community that people should definitely join if they want to get into racing.
Okay, and is there even such a thing as a? Is it just a community, or is it a clan, or are are you guys attached to the people you are pulling in? For instance, like, are you willing to learn people racing in an yeah, in a good manner? Like, people need to know what an apex is. I mean, can you explain that? And will you get him on track and explain him that right away, live?
Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of people in this who would take anyone of any skill level, tell them anything they need to know, show them anything they need to know, and sort of accept them with open arms. They won't just go, well, you're not very good, get out of here. They will try and help you to get better. If you're good already, great. If you're not, I'm sure there's plenty of people around who can help and get you up to where you want to be.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's some good news, and that is pretty good to hear. I mean, I've been joined for like a couple of. No, I'm in the group for years, but I've never paid any attention to anything yet. Although, except for the last 4 weeks, but before that, I've never paid any attention to that group or what else, and too busy with my own life, if you know what I'm talking about. Like, I even backed out of Team NLD, or at least not Team NLD, but YouTube.
Hmm.
So I had a pretty difficult time. But yeah, we are coming back right now. But that is also the reason why I got in contact with Ben, because I actually asked a question like, "Do you need some people?" And he said, in the first place, he said, "No, we don't need people for this event." After all, he definitely needed new people because a lot of were backing out. So that is the reason why yeah, how I came in. So he actually invited me after all, like weeks later. So he do not want me. He do not want me to have. So Jesus Christ, blah 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 blah. blah. He do not want me. He do not want me on track. Somehow, yeah. I mean, Grandpa is kind of grumpy if he sees me on track. I don't know why, but probably it's not because I'm fast, but I'm consistent. No, okay, that
Hmm.
is pretty cocky of me to say that, but no, I'm not a bad racer. I know my qualities, but I'm not a bad racer. I'm not the best racer, but I'm not a bad racer either.
Yeah.
But you race as well, right? I mean, you told that earlier in the stream. You do GT3 racing. What tracks do you prefer? Do you prefer to drive around with settings or just stock? Let me know.
Uh, well, I've realistically raced since 2011, but most of my stuff on project cars, I was never really great at the setting the car up. I could occasionally absolutely nail a setup, but it
Just
wasn't very often. I just preferred driving the car. I'd usually get my teammate to try and help me. Like I said, my favourite tracks are probably, fast flowing ones. I very much liked Sakito on Project Cars 1. And the league I raced in with Ben, nobody could touch me at Sakito. They could at other tracks, just not Sakito. But yeah, GT3s were definitely my favourite car. Project Cars 1, I raced in the M3, and then Project Cars 2 in the M6, so I used BMWs quite a lot.
BMWs. I know that they are known for the well, the amazing acceleration. But is that
Hmm.
really a good and steady car to race with, or is it just like you need to be careful with it because it will tail hunt you?
I never really found that with the BMWs. I always quite liked them. In our league we did with Ben, me and my teammate, we were teammates for seasons upon seasons. We won 5 drivers and constructors in a row with the BMWs, so they did us well, but we did drive different cars sort of now and then. Like, the Audi R8s and the McLarens and stuff occasionally here and there. Yeah, mainly BMWs.
I have done a competition. It was years ago. It was like 12 races, and it took like 6 months. And was on Project Cars 2, Project Cars 1. That even Project Cars 2 wasn't even in the make, if you know what I'm talking about. So
Yeah.
it was like at least, I guess, 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, I think that the owner of All or Nothing, his name is Jeffrey. I think he can recognize that race or that championship, yeah, because he wasn't part of it, but he was part of the stream continuously of it. So,
Yeah.
but I won that race in the McLaren, and we are talking about GT3s here. I mean, it's GT3s. You have the Mercedeses, yeah. Those are pretty quick. I mean, it's a great car. We have the Porsches and the Lambos and the Ferraris. Those are fast as well. But then you have well, the cars that like to drive or in the middle or at the back. And we are talking about like McLarens and Aston Martins, for instance, and BMWs. But what I did was I won the whole championship in front of a Bentley. In front of a
Jeez.
Bentley with like tenths of a second. Really. I just won that whole freaking championship on that with tenths of a second. It was just that tight. But I was pushing the pedal to the metal. I can tell you that right now because it's pretty hard to maintain control over a slow car that really does its own thing, you know? It has its own life.
Yeah.
If you first of all, there are cars out here in project cars, and you know that as well. I mean, you're not from yesterday. I mean, you know as well GT3 speaking about. There are a lot of cars with a lot of understeer and oversteer at the same time. So, and we are talking about right now the McLaren. That's one of the cars that if you hit the brakes, you get understeer. And if you hit the throttle afterwards to control the car, you get understeer or oversteer. So you're always going to end up in the gravel.
Yeah, I always had issues with the McLaren on Project Cars.
Yep.
It had so much understeer.
Yep, it did. And if you try to correct that, well, the ass was just pulling away from you. I mean, the back end, it told you like, nah, I'm faster. Go get me, you know.
Yeah, when I raced the McLaren, the first time I joined Ben's League, I was finishing 6th, 7th every race. I get to change into the BMW and I'm getting like 2nd, 3rd, 1st most races, finishing on a podium. I could not get on with that McLaren.
The McLaren is one of the hardest car to handle, and it's not because it's a bad car or it's a too fast car. No, it's a slow car, but a heavy car, and doesn't know where it wants to go. It's a pretty darn hard car.
I managed to win one race in it, and I don't know how.
You did what?
God knows how. I managed to win one race in the McLaren, and I don't know how on earth. It was a wet race.
Oh, that car is great in wet weather and wet conditions. I can tell you that right now.
I think it was around Imola. I got pole by like 2 seconds and won. Was it like an 11 lap race or something? I won by about 25 seconds.
I mean,
it was just on rails in the rain. It was just amazing.
It's the same.
Felt better than in the dry.
Yeah, but on the other hand, the McLaren is not bad. And we're talking about the GT3 class, by the way, guys. Although we are watching right now and commentating the GTE class. But the GT3, the McLaren of the GT3, it feels balanced in weight. but it feels
Yeah.
also too heavy in weight. So it's yeah, it's a different car. It's a weird car, to be honest, but that makes it a challenge to drive it.
Oh yeah, definitely not easy.
Yes. Have you tried something else before, except for the GT3 class?
Yeah, I used to race on F1s. I did them for a lot of years. Then when Project Cars came out, I did mainly GT3s. I also raced in Ginetta GT5s, and I think I did one race in GTE cars on Project Cars too. That was 2 hours of Le Mans. And I used the Ford GT, and me and my teammate got a
Oh
1-2.
god.
So that was quite fun.
Oh god. Don't talk about Le Mans on Project Cars 1, please don't. No. I
Thankfully, this
don't.
is Project Cars 2.
Somewhere on the YouTube channel of Team NLD Gaming, there's a replay of what happened with me on Le Mans in an Aston Martin. I don't want to repeat that. Please don't. I still have nightmares about that one.
Yeah, one time on Project Cars 1, I raced around Le Mans, and it rained through the night.
Yeah.
And as soon as the sun started coming up, you could not see a thing. Because the road was shiny, the sun was blinding you. God knows how we didn't crash. Or there was no massive crashes.
And the sun always. It was on Le Mans, you said?
Yeah.
The sun somehow towards the Indy 500 corner. Yeah?
Indianapolis.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
Indianapolis,
always worse
yeah.
going down to Indy.
There's always the sun up on it, or goes below it, or up. I don't know how you would say that, but geez, you're gonna get blinded over there every single freaking time again.
Yeah, it was always the worst down there.
Yeah. And imagine this: if the surface is wet, and the sun is shining, and actually mirroring the sun into your freaking face.
Yeah, that's what we had.
Oh.
It was impossible to see. You were just following the car in front and hoping they didn't
You
crash.
probably saw only a white screen in front of you.
I saw taillights in front of me from a car because there was still a little bit of spray coming up. We were on dry tires, but there was still some spray coming up.
Which game do you prefer? Do you prefer Project Cars 1 or 2?
I think I preferred Project Cars 1 in all honesty.
Reason? May I ask that?
I just found the way the sort of menus worked as well in terms of setting up a car. I think I just preferred the driving on it, in all honesty. Like, Project Cars 2 is still a good game, but
Yeah.
just the way Project Cars 1 felt and looked and everything, I think it was just a bit better for me.
It was revolutionary at that time. It is definitely true. It was the first proper real sim game for the console.
Yeah, definitely.
Although I need to say,
Behind-
there are the things that you have right now in Project Cars 2. It's just like Project Cars 2 is actually a Project Cars 1.2, like Gran Turismo was with Gran Turismo 5 till 6. Yeah, Gran Turismo 6 was actually a Gran Turismo 5.5.
Yeah, it's just Gran Turismo 5 with a couple more cars and 2 or 3 more tracks.
Exactly, and a couple of fixes, and that's the same thing with Project Cars. Although I need to say they added more tracks and more cars to it, they fixed a lot of issues, and mainly on tire design and tire physics and stuff like that. I mean, they did a really great job with, or they do a really great job with Project Cars 2. They are still fixing it, by the way. Although we are not, we have not received an update since 6 months ago at this game. But I still think that on some parts the game still need to be updated, but on the other hand, it's a great game. I do prefer, personally, Project Cars 2 above Project Cars 1. Although I need to say that Project Cars 1 is great because it feels nostalgic to me because it was the first proper sim game on console.
Yeah.
So it has a place in my heart, definitely. Same like
Yeah, I think nostalgia probably plays a good bit.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same thing as Gran Turismo 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, and even 5. I
Yeah.
mean, those games were great. I mean, that time they were revolutionary, and they were great. Till 6 and GTS. Not gonna talk about
Yeah.
that. No. Please, do me a favor before I start crying. Because it's way too sad that Polyphony Digitals dares to bring out a game or release a game like that in that state with a broken penalty system. Although I need to say, Project Cars 2 has a broken penalty system as well. But we're not gonna talk about the negative side of the game. Right now we see Carlos on screen. Let's talk about the timings right now because Ben actually moved up his time compared to the practice.
Yeah, practice. Guess he was probably running some heavier fuel, so he's shaved a full second off of that.
Yeah, I guess he just with more fuel, you'll be able to balance your car and weight a bit more, so you can push the limit a bit more. And even Will, he said a second time with a 142.0.
Yeah, so it's a bit closer than the practice was, where Ben had a big gap.
Yep.
Maybe Will was sandbagging a little more.
I don't know what's going on with Greg, but he's not feeling it today, I guess. Holy shit, Carlos, where are you going?
It's another crash at turn 3. Seems to be claiming a lot of victims.
Yeah, I guess Ben put some oil on the tarmac over there. So kind of obvious. I mean,
Greg doing a
it's
cool down lap or an in lap or an out lap or something.
He's driving an American car. It's full of oil leaks, so. Nah. I need to say that the Ford GT, in my opinion, that's the only car except for the Aston Martin. But the Aston Martin feels like a snail at this. Liam. Ben asks in chat if you could turn on the splits.
Okay. I don't think they move.
No, they don't move. So, but that's the reason also why we turned that off, Ben.
Ben also wanted me to put the map on.
Oh hell no, not the map. No. Why should you put on the map?
Yeah, I don't think we need the map.
No.
We have the standings on the left, which will tell us gaps. And Greg's the only car on track who's going slow.
Yep.
I'm sure he's going to pull into the pit lane this time because there's no time.
Yo, Mr. Koga, welcome back to Team NLD Gaming, mate. How are you freaking doing, man? Sorry, I'm quite enthusiastic when I see old friends of mine popping up out of nowhere in stream.
Understandable.
Yeah, I know it's you, Koga. I know. Yeah, long time no see. I've never seen you, only on the picture, and you look freaking horrible. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I'm doing fine, man. Long time no see. Yes. Back streaming. This is just a test stream. Tomorrow will be the original stream. Yeah, the last time that I streamed was and you hopped on was on Need for Speed World, I guess. The soapbox racing shit. I'm not entering that game anymore. I'm done. I mean, that game is dead. Really, it is. That era is over. But welcome to the chat, Koga. Anyway, what are we going to do? This is the qualifying. Qualifying is over. We have a rolling start. Let's see how the start goes. Now, there are 4 guys, and I think, personally, this will go well. till tomorrow. I think tomorrow will be
So.
one big ass chaos.
Yeah, they do their rolling start now, and then they do their own formation lap, so
Yes.
hopefully they can actually pull a formation lap off.
Oh, sorry guys. Sorry. Hell yeah, Koga. Team NLD is still alive, man. It never get away. Although we backed out for a bit, but yeah, we are back. And this time I'm not racing at all. Yeah, I do racing, but outside the stream. Right now I'm just a commentator next to Liam. So yeah, NLD is going well right now. Even me. How about you, man? Let's see what the start does, by the way. Oh, shit. Carlos. What happened?
Yeah, they're gonna do their own formation lap now. I don't think he remembered.
No, I know what it is.
They'll have to line up coming out of the last banking,
No,
then accelerate somewhere near the line.
Carlos has never been told how the start works. Although not clearly.
Ah.
I think that's the problem is. So this is just a warm-up lap. Formation lap.
Yes, hopefully this gives Carlos an idea as to what I'll do.
I think Carlos will understand now, but this is just the right way to do this. Let's see how the start goes. I mean, I guess Ben will definitely have an advantage with all that power under that hood, but let's see what the Porsche does.
Yeah, Ben was always very keen on a manual formation lap in our old leagues, so sees he's kept that idea over to this one.
Okay. Well, let's see if they can save some fuel and some tires. I know for a fact that Carlos has a setup almost the same as I have on that Ford GT, and that is the reason why I couldn't race with it. No, I'm just kidding. I know for a fact that Carlos has quite the similar setup as I have, although I didn't share it with him. Let me tell you that I do not share anyway. Yeah, just for fun, but not with champions runs like this. So it's all for their own, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So he was quite close, and he could run like 29 laps without fuel, or although without seeing the pit lane. The only weird part that he did was like Marco. He started on soft and turned out to get on hard, but slowly. You know, like front tires are hard, rear tires are soft. I mean,
Yeah.
it was weird.
Yeah, just as we were speaking there, Carlos hit the wall a bit on the formation lap. Hopefully that doesn't affect
Oh, he
him
did a
much.
Grosjean.
Yeah, he oversteered a bit and hit the wall, so hopefully that's not caused any damage.
Now we can blame Ericsson. He definitely can. And this, it went off, guys. I mean, this is oh my God, who's that? Oh, that's Greg. He crashed. He spawned out. It's not the first time that happened. Also in practice during the qualifying sessions. I don't know what's going on with this car, but seems something with the suspensions. I think he really needs to tweak that out before tomorrow.
Yeah, it looked like he was lucky to not take well with him as well. He was very, very close to doing that.
Definitely, but it's just started, so I'm still curious what happens on the long runs. I guess that Greg will definitely have an issue. Greg definitely have an issue. I don't know if damage is turned on, but I guess so. We are not informed about that
Possibly.
because it's a test stream, so that's why. Koga, no Hurricane running. No, this is the GTE class, and within the GTE class, there are no Hurricanes.
Greg appears to have no damage, so he should be okay.
Koga made a little joke, a little backstabbing, but don't take it too seriously. He did it he said it as a joke. At least with you not in the field, they can get the podium. Jesus Christ, he's definitely a fanboy of Team NLD Gaming. Stop fanboying, Koga. Loosen the front and the anti-rear bars a bit. Yeah, I know that. But Greg used his second account today, or is using his second account today. Why? We really do not know. But his first account was quite good because he really could keep up with VSR. And he definitely could keep up with him. But right now he's messing it up, and I don't know what's going on because he's like 8 seconds behind Carlos.
Wells' car seems to be very, very understeery in the low-speed corners, but he seems to be making up in the straights and some of the higher-speed corners. So
Yeah, due to the low drag. Just to lower the downforce a bit, so you have low drag, and that is the reason why. I'm curious where Carlos is making mistakes, because right now I see that Carlos is running out at almost every point with tenths, with even a second per sector. Or he is damaged or not. I don't know. Maybe he got some damage during the what was it? The warming up round, the formation lap.
yeah, warming up lap, he hit the wall in the.
Guess he had some damage. Although I'm not sure if the damage is turned on, because for now all cars looks clean. So I don't think damage is turned on. I think Carlos is focusing on the long runs right now, because. Oh wow! Will took over the first position. Ooh, he's on the oversteering.
Yeah, he managed to get down the inside of Ben at turn 3, presumably setting it up at turn 1. See what the Corvette can do in a straight line.
Yeah, but they have an advantage over each other. Although Ben has an advantage, and that's driving into dirty air though. Let's see if he can pick up the slipstream.
Just too far away, but he's got a longer straight this time, down to turn 1. Very close out of the chicane, very close.
Yep. Ben was definitely faster in that chicane though. But this is a battle between the titans of MRC. Although I need to say that they are pushing right now. Both they are pushing, but they are pushing so hard that they probably will rip their tires and drink fuel like there was no yesterday. So I'm pretty curious how long they could keep up with this. With those actions like they do right now. I'm quite curious.
Again, Wells losing a lot of time in turn 3. Ben's managing to take a much tighter line.
I need to say that Carlos, watching to his time, he actually sector 1 and sector 3, he made it all up good till sector 2. I don't know what's going on. Or no, sector 2,
Maybe these two
sorry,
fighting is helping him.
sector 2 and sector 3 are good for him, but sector 1 is actually kind of fucked up for him. And I don't know what happened with Greg, but can we zoom in? What's going on with him? Did he give up?
It looks like he's made a pit stop. Maybe he did have some damage or ruined his tires with a spin. Felt he needed to pit.
He had squared wheels. Should be the problem though. Hot tires for spinning out because of spinning out. Koga, I just put in the cruise after I memorized the course. So you do know the road course of Daytona, right? By the way, glad to see everyone in chat. If you want to know more about MRC, please take a look down below in the description for all the links towards our sponsors, Team NLD Gaming, and of course MRC. And MRC really needs to get a shout out. Holy shit, Will crashed out. Can he get back? Oh, Carlos is right on it still. Carlos is gonna push, and Carlos is gonna make a mistake. I know him for a while, and he doesn't need to take. Yeah, he need to have more patience. I know Carlos for a fact that he can push cars, or he can push other players and other participants, but it probably will go wrong, and that's what I'm talking about. He's pushing way too much. Cost him a lot of time. You need to take it easy.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about that.
See now if cosmetic damage is on or full mechanical damage too. By the way, this is gone when we have a full grid tomorrow. This should be a hell of a chaotic race.
We have a full grid indeed, and I think the start will be, or at least the first two laps will be chaotic. But I think that eventually it will be chaotic when people are heading for the pit strategies, because you really need to create a gap, and certainly on this track, because the pit lane, it takes a while. That is definitely for sure, and it's quite a long pit lane, so you are definitely like 25 till 30 seconds within that pit lane.
Yeah, once people initially make up or lose position at the start, they'll probably settle down into a rhythm and just try and do their own race.
Yeah, do their own race and play tactical. I mean, that is probably what you and I are, will advise to all the drivers out on the field. But for now, yeah, it looks good. Carlos is probably getting for the long runs because Will had made a pit stop, as I've seen.
Yeah.
Or it was a drive-through. I can't tell, but
I think it was a pit stop to fix the damage from his crash. So I assume mechanical damage is on.
Carlos is going good. Is going well. Although I need to say that Ben has a huge advantage, but it doesn't say anything about tactical decisions and stuff like that. So still can turn out differently at the end of the race.
Yeah, the difference with normal and endurance racing is you don't just need to be fast, you need to be smart and think about when you want to pit and what you want to do in that stop.
I totally agree.
It's a normal race, you just go flat out.
I should say amen to that. Really, I do.
I've seen many people lose endurance races when I've been racing through to bad strategy.
Yes, and yeah, you already before the race you can already feel what the car does, so you can make up your own strategy. But it's still it's still up to you and the driver in this term. So, yeah, I'm quite curious what Carlos is gonna do, and even what Ben is gonna do, because right now, um, it's 19 seconds between the first position and the second position, but the field is kind of spread out right now.
Yeah, everyone bar Ben has made a mistake, and it looks like
I think everyone is.
Greg is very close to him on pace, 44.1, 43.1. Wells' lap time is unrepresentative due to a pit stop, and then Carlos with a 46.8.
Although I need to say that the gap between the drivers are quite big amongst each other.
Yeah.
I mean, Ben, if Ben should get a pit stop right now, he definitely will lose his position. I think Carlos made a mistake. I think Carlos crashed. Yeah, he lost already a second within the last sector, and that's a lot of time. If he could keep the pace, he wasn't losing that. And why isn't his lights are turned on?
Yeah, that's a weird one. Unless he doesn't feel it dark enough to have them on yet.
Or his front end is damaged. No, even his rear lights are not on, so he hasn't turned on his lights. Doesn't matter at all. Fun part. What do you think? What could you expect tomorrow of the race? I mean, I imagine a lot right now, but what are your thoughts?
Well, I haven't seen everyone's pace, but from the two practice sessions I have seen, Ben's looking very, very strong, although it does look like he does have some competition. With the nature of endurance races, we will have spins, crashes, everything like that, but hopefully throughout the 16 cars we have, or hopefully 16, I just hope we have close battles, whether it's for first and second or 15th and 16th. I just hope we have good battles to commentate on.
Yeah, I think we have tomorrow. We can give a lot of entertainment to our viewers tomorrow, don't you think?
Yeah, I definitely hope so.
I definitely hope so as well. Although I need to say that this is not the tightest track we have on the calendar. I mean, there are more tracks on the calendar that are more tight, more close to each other, more for the fight instead of going for the long runs. I mean, right now, this track is quite easy. You make a setup, you adjust your car, and go for the long runs because it's all fast. It's driving on top speed at this track, so it's pretty difficult to hit the brakes. That's one of the tactical decisions you should make tomorrow, or they should make tomorrow. So I'm quite curious what's gonna happen tomorrow, but I think it will be tight when it comes to fights and tactical decisions, but I think it would be kind of bored when it comes to the long runs when everyone spreads out, you know? I mean, blue flag situations will be hard on this track, I guess, somehow. But
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I'm still thinking double, so I'm in the doubt with that. So probably will be a great race tomorrow. It definitely will be. But I guess that Ben definitely has an opportunity to win. Although there's one guy that I miss at the track, and that is Coco. He's a fast boy as well. He's the one who's fighting Ben all the time.
Yeah, I remember I raced Ben around here in GT3s for a 2-hour race, and me and him were swapping positions the whole way through, and we're never more than 2 seconds apart. So if some of the drivers tomorrow can recreate that, it'll be fun to talk over.
Oh, hell yeah. It definitely will. I'm gonna take a break for now for like 3 minutes because I really need to go to the toilet because it does something with your bladder. So I'll be I'll be right back.
Okay. If we look at lap times, Ben 43.3, Carlos 46.2, Greg 44.3, and I guess Wells made a mistake somewhere. He's done a 51.2. Oh, he's just been lapped by Ben. Although that would have been this lap. Oh, he's completely missed the chicane. Ben seems to have some damage on his car. It did seem to take a long time to get through the chicane, but it doesn't look like he got the damage there. I don't think there's anywhere he could scrape the left side of his car in a wall, so unless he's made a mistake somewhere that we have missed. Car seemed very, very shaky there. I don't know if that's him doing it. Yeah, well, yeah, Ben must have made a mistake in this lap. 48.0. The left side of his car is bent up, his hood's sticking up a little bit. So far in this test, both the Porsches have had to pit through mistakes. Carlos has made a mistake and whacked the wall in the formation lap, but being side-on contact, I imagine that is okay. We'll monitor Ben's lap times, but he's not pulling away from well as fast as I assumed he would. Maybe the damage on his car is worse than it looks. He was sitting about the mid-43s earlier. Lights are being flashed for some reason. He's letting Will go. Maybe he wants to tuck into the slipstream due to his car being damaged. If he's gonna have to come in and fix that, would it be worth losing time in a stop, or will he lose more by staying out? So this lap's not gonna be that representative. We'll be able to look at Will since he hasn't been lapped this time. Yeah, Ben is heading for the pits. It's 33 seconds to Carlos, so it looks like it should be relatively close. We will watch Carlos. He's missed the chicane. Oh, well, if we had any doubt as to where Ben was coming out, it's still going to be first. Well, with the two Porsches, 3 thousandths between them. Ben's already moving. Carlos is coming around the last banking. Yeah, Ben will have this easily. Carlos didn't make his mistake. Oh, I thought Ben was going to hit the wall there. Yeah, if Carlos didn't make a mistake, he had Ben. Ben comes out, and where's Carlos? He's just coming around turn 1. 7 seconds behind. Carlos probably lost around, well, probably at least 10 with his mistake into the bus stop. Have a look at Anger, he's about to come past the line. 44.7. About 20 seconds ahead of Will. Whether they will need to stop again due to early stops.
And I am back. What happened so far?
Ben pitted. Because he must have had a crash somewhere because he has damage all down the left side of his car.
Hmm.
And it looked like Carlos was going to take the lead, but Carlos spun into the chicanes.
That is fucked up, to be honest. But if Carlos can reach a second position tomorrow, that will be a great thing. I mean, he's not driving the fastest car, to be honest. Um, Although it can be a good car for the long runs, but it definitely, yeah, will take some energy from him to put in, if you know what I'm talking about. So
Yeah.
Ben is driving this easily right now at the moment. Although I need to say that the lap times, the last lap time of Ben was not the best, but probably due to the pit stop.
Yeah. Before his pit stop with the damage, he was doing like 1 minute 48, so he definitely had to come in.
Okay. Greg is not going well. Same for Will. Will, I don't know what happened between those guys, but yeah,
I mean, their lap times aren't too bad.
no, the lap times are quite great. But have you seen the gap between all those all the drivers? I mean, Carlos, yeah, he won 8 seconds, but he's the only one who won something, as far as I
Yeah,
could
but
see.
Anger had that spin early on. Wells made 2 pit stops for some reason. Yeah, their times are very quick. They're really not that far off a Ben, but they've just been making too many mistakes and picking up damage, forcing them to pit.
But you can see the difference between the race and the practice. Right now, they never gonna reach the time that they drove during the practice and the qualifying. Probably right now because of fuel management and tire management, but because they want to stay on track as long as possible. Of course, I can imagine that. Um, that is, yeah, that is definitely something within such a race as this that you really need to take control of. Yeah, the 142s. I never, I haven't seen them yet in the race. Um, we got some viewers on stream who's reacting on chat. Austin Strodemeyer, how are you? I'm doing fine, man. Thanks for asking. Long time no see. Yes, it definitely is a long time. But yeah, after backing out with YouTube, we back. We have Carlos on track. He's a Team NLD member, and the other three guys right now are MRC guys. And if you want to know more about MRC, you can take a look at down below in the description, and you can find a link over there. Betstat far underscore boy. Okay, great name. Funny name, by the way. But hello, boys. Did he said. Well, hello. I call you Bad Boy.
Hey.
I'm calling him Bad Boy. And our biggest sponsor, All or Nothing, is going out. He's hopping out. He's going off to bed, I guess. Yeah, that's what you have with your own company, right? I mean, you need to be early on. So thanks for joining, Jeffrey. All or Nothing. If people want to know what All or Nothing is, down below in the description there's a link to their website, and for all your gaming and racing and sim racing gear. And what's in store right now is not updated yet, but it will be soon. But anyhow, take a look at the links. Want to know more about MRC? Check out the links below as well, because it's a great community. It's one of the few, one of the less communities that aren't toxic at all. I mean, it's a great community, and we NLD love to hang around with them, and yeah, that's also the reason why we got invited to race with them. Austin, I am building custom cars on Midnight Club, Los Angeles. Jesus Christ, that game is old. I had great fun with that game, but it comes out of the era of Need for Speed Underground 1 and Underground 2 somehow, or even before. I don't know. I'm not pretty sure about that, but yeah. It's certainly a different game than you're watching right now.
I think Will has a penalty or something as his name's up in red.
Bedstead Farboy. It's my old PSN name. Yeah, big question mark for me. I have like 500 guys on my PSN and I can't remember one of them. Although the only guys that I do remember is the guys that I actually mainly get into party with. So sorry, man. You're probably one of them, but I can't remember. Sorry. No offense, by the way. Carlos lost time again, but has that something to do with his spawn, with spawning out and doing weird stuff, or?
I'm not sure. It seems to have been regularly about the 1 minute 46s. I don't know if he's just struggling, or that's his pace, or he does have a little damage, but that seems to be what he's doing 1 minute 46s.
Can be fuel consumption, and Will is Greg is taking a pit stop. But what happened with Will? Is he disqualified? Did he get a drive-through? What's happened?
His name's in red. Maybe I think he's got some sort of penalty, but I think that's now both the Porsches done 2 pit stops for whatever reason.
Will is in front right now of Greg, so I'm curious how it is gonna end up. I mean, if Greg is gonna if Greg is gonna keep pace, I guess he can catch Will, but I'm actually quite curious about
that. He's just leaving as well as going down to turn 4s and 5.
He's going pedal through the metal. His hand is open towards Carlos. Maybe as a... Can you see... You're the director. Can you see somehow if he has a time penalty or...
I don't see anything. I'm pretty sure if your name's in red, you have a penalty. I'm sure that's what it means. Maybe he has a time penalty or something.
If he hit it, if he hit the pit lane too hard and too fast, I mean, you will be disqualified for it. So it's not a disqualifying. So it should be a time penalty or something for cutting track or something, I guess.
Yeah, maybe he's been cutting a track somewhere, probably down at chicanes. That'll be the most likely place.
Yeah, we didn't catch that yet, or we didn't catch that at all, and that's sad part and sad thing to see, because I would see the replay of that.
Yeah, unfortunately this isn't live TV. We can't go back to things as much as I wish we could.
Well, they could at Le Mans, but
yeah. We don't quite have the setup of F1 broadcasters.
Yeah, and we are not those pros, so or the pros that that main people in this on this stream probably would expect, but we're doing our best, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Ben's coming in again.
Ben is coming in again, indeed. And this time it's for a regular pit stop, I guess. Yep.
No,
Nope.
he's gone again.
What was it?
I don't know.
Oh, that looked weird with that freaking animation. What the actual... Carlos is gonna pass him. Take it easy, Carlos. Take it easy, man. Don't hit the brakes too
So
hard.
everyone's done... Carlos has made no pit stops. Everyone else has made 2.
And that is what I just said. Or what I say all the time. I mean, Carlos is someone from the long runs. He probably could finish the race with the tank he started with, the fuel tank he started with, and the tires he started with. I guess he's on the harder compound. Can't tell though. Sadly.
I can understand why Will and Greg pitted again, because they had damage and stuff. But I'm not sure why Ben's made a second stop. He was only in about 10 minutes ago. Unless he's picked damage up somewhere.
All we know is that Ben has opened up the hunt towards Carlos. So I'm quite curious what's going to happen right now. Yeah, 7 seconds. It seems a lot, but on this track, it's quite difficult to tell you how hard and how much it is, because driving on top speed isn't that hard. In general, driving at top speed at all. I need to say that Carlos came back quite well. His tactical decisions for pit stops and pit strategies, it's not bad at all. It's actually what I've expected from him.
He's the only one whose strategy has made sense to me so far.
Yeah,
I'm questioning what the other three have done.
yeah, I don't know, but his strategy seems. Oh shit! Yeah, you need to hit the brakes short after start finish. Ah shit! This is kind of fucked up for Carlos, but yeah, Carlos still can make it up. Carlos can still, well, hunt Ben down. Although I need to say that Ben is yeah, for freaking grandpa, he's quick.
Yeah, for whatever reason his second stop was. He wasn't in the box very long.
I don't know why it was. Maybe
So he's made a phantom second stop. Will's got a penalty and made 2 stops. Greg's made 2 stops. Very odd. I'm sure they'll tell us after the race, but
yeah, we can invite them and having a little interview with them. A little conversation with them. I mean, that would be a great idea, I guess.
yeah, question them because it's a bit confusing.
I don't know what the decision was for Ben to enter the pit lane, but yeah, seems like Carlos is backing up again. Let him do his thing. I mean, it's not bad what Carlos is performing right now, and even with a freaking Ford GT, the slowest car on the grid right now. I mean, it's not bad what he's doing. Although I need to say that Will and Greg makes a lot of mistakes and made a lot of mistakes. You know what the art is of racing is not to let you push. Not to let you push away too much. You know, if someone is behind you, don't push too hard. Make yourself wide. You know, make yourself big, and take over the track. Oh, Carlos took position again.
Ben's presumably made a mistake somewhere to drop behind.
Oh yeah, I want to see this fight though. I mean, this is definitely a good fight. Apparently, I mean. Carlos passed Ben for some other reason, and I don't know what happened, but holy shit, this looks great, man. This is a real fight.
Bit wide from Carlos there.
Yeah, again, in this situation, Ben has the advantage of getting into the dirty air, so slipstreaming and getting it good, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Ben's moving every way and which way. Carlos just parked his car in the middle, and Carlos is going deep.
Yeah, oh shit, Carlos. Yeah, and Carlos got distracted by focusing too much on Ben. Well, need to hitting the brakes. This is yeah, this is actually the sad part of racing. This is what racing does. You take position and it's up to you if you're gonna mess it up or if you're gonna continue what you're doing. So, um,
As Wells also made a mistake at the chicane.
yeah, nah, I don't know what he did, but oh, what the fuck, Carlos in pit? Okay,
Yeah, maybe the 2 or 3 spins he's had have wrecked the tires.
I guess he's going over to the soft compound, or his fuel is gone. Yeah,
Wells should reclaim second here.
yep, and Will did.
Yeah. Wells exiting turn 1 as Carlos is moving. Anger is in the chicane. He'll probably be somewhere exiting the banking as Carlos exits the pits.
I'm curious
Because Carlos will have fresh tires.
I'm curious if Carlos could make it back and well, win back his second position. I mean, he did a great job starting at the fourth position and getting back into a fight with the first position. I mean, that's not bad at all. That's some racing pedigree, though, if you ask me.
Yeah, he's 12 seconds behind Well. So if he can put some decent lap times in.
Oh,
Well
and Greg gave
was a
up.
154.2. At 20 minutes from the end, Well was a 54.2, but of course he spun at the chicane.
Yeah, I guess that Greg can need to return to his main account instead of his second account. But
Yeah, I imagine he will be for tomorrow.
again, sorry, couldn't hear that.
I'm sure he will be for tomorrow back on his main account.
I guess so because he definitely before he could get into a fight with Ben and reached a 143, 142. So I guess he will be back on his main account. But the decision that what is Carlos doing? He's missing the apex again. Making a lot of mistakes. Carlos, stop pushing. Really, stop pushing. Drive your own pace. That is what you need. Certainly during a race like this. Driving your own pace. Trying to find your line and keep your line. And that is an advice to everyone else who's watching right now. That's not much, but I know there are a couple of watching right now. But if you're new to sim racing, the only thing that I would say is drive your own pace. Or no, the first one is learn the track, learn your car, drive your own pace, drive your own lines, and then you need to think about defending or offending your position. So it's really up to you what you're doing, and that is sim racing, but that's real racing in real life as well. But then you have something to do with G-forces and the way you react to it, and the way you react in combination on that with your pedals and call it all up. It's sim racing would never be the same as real life racing, but it's comparable somehow.
Yeah.
Except for the G-forces.
Yeah, we cannot experience that, but
I want a motion. I have a play seat, but I want a motion plate on it. I really like that. Have you seen that?
yeah, that would be quite cool.
That looks
just to
awesome.
Try.
Have you seen the price of that stuff? I mean, it's something quite simplistic. It looks simplistic. Everyone can build it by himself, but the fact that you already need to pay for that plate to put that on your play seat, that you really need to pay for 1,200 euros, and that's without the seat itself.
That's a lot.
That's definitely a lot, but I know someone who paid 10,000 euros to get a real professional rig, like Lando Norris uses.
Yeah.
and Lance Stroll and Max Verstappen. You know, the young guys out of the Formula One. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
those guys are sim racers as well, and they use all motion stuff, you know, and they have paid a lot of money for it. But they
I
have the
wonder if
money.
Lance can get out of Q1 on his sim.
I think I would be scared, but still, the G-forces are not there as well. It's more like the vibration you feel on the road surface within your car. I mean, it should be similar to that, but still, yeah, it's like an extend or your vibration on your wheel. If you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, driving on a wheel and driving a real car, feeling the road surface
Yes,
isn't very good in games.
but I think that like using a VR, I think that play seats will be, yeah, even revolutionized as well in the future. I mean, it will go further than the stock things we have right now, like a chair with a freaking wheel mount on it. So I think it will go further than we already know, like the hydraulical suspensions underneath it. I mean, I have seen already a thing. It's like a real motion seat. Like it rolls you around between two arms, while you're sitting in it and using a wheel. It looks ridiculous, but it looks real. And some said that the G-forces feels kind of real because your neck, and that's the main thing within racing, your neck is gonna get a freaking, yeah, how do I say that? It gets a punch, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, your neck's not going to feel great.
No, definitely not. So,
I don't think otherwise any, Ben makes a mistake,
oh,
any of us will be able to comprehend the G-forces we hear about when we see crashes. Like Magnussen's at Canada, you hear that was 45 Gs. We cannot comprehend what that feels like.
Magnussen 45 Gs?
Yeah, his crash in Canada was apparently 45 Gs.
45 Gs. How about the crash of Ericsson last year on Monza? Well, his
Oh god, I don't even want to know what that would be.
No, I don't want to even know that as well because his DRS wouldn't fold in, and I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
It stayed open, and that's on the fastest part of the track. I mean, that's insane,
Yeah, into
though.
turn one.
I never want to think about that, and not for myself at least.
I remember watching practice live in F1 when that happened, and no one could quite understand how that crash managed to happen until we saw the DRS stick open.
Yep. They improved a lot over the years. That is definitely true.
Yeah,
can
definitely.
tell anything about the crash of Kubica 10 years ago on Canada. I mean, he drove in a BMW,
Yeah.
but there was nothing left of BMW after that crash. So
Yeah, I remember he talked about that in the podcast he did, explaining it, and hearing about it from his view was actually quite mental.
they have changed the track after that accident. That is definitely for sure. But yeah, what could happen if you yeah, have such crashes in this game? I mean, the damage models in this game, it's already great, but what if you feel the G-forces that you should feel in real life, but only within this game? I mean, I guess you're gonna drive more carefully and less need for speed-ish.
Yeah, if you would actually feel the repercussions of any crash, you would probably take it a bit more careful.
Yeah, I guess so.
And the closest way you could get an injury in this game is being crashed into or something while you've got your hands on the wheel and hurting your wrists. I've had that happen to me before, and it's nothing like an actual crash, but it hurts.
It definitely hurts. It should be hurting, but yeah, I mean a bit of mechanical damage and Yeah, visual damage at this game, that's fine, but there are still noobs at this game who doesn't really know how to drive this how to drive a proper car with full damage on. So
Yeah.
I don't want to call them noobs, but unexperienced. Sorry for my words, but unexperienced. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to
Yeah.
offend anyone. By the way, I need to say that Will is doing fine right now. He made up a gap of 10 seconds between him and Carlos. He's doing a great job right now. I guess Ben found his steady pace instead of his pushing pace. Now he's really driving as a dinosaur. I mean, as a grandpa. So I think that Ben found his pace and will end the race as it is right now. And I guess the other two guys will as well. Although I need to say that I'm still curious what punishment Will received.
Yeah. Every time we've been on board with Ben recently, he's been sliding through most of the corners, so...
Yeah, he's quite aggressive. Maybe it's
Oh,
because his
definitely.
tires are gone and he wants to finish the race in this position. I can imagine that. I mean, Will could pass him if he enters the pit right now, but I'm not sure how. Yeah, he's sliding definitely. He's even creating more
Yeah,
damage to his car.
Will's just done a terrible lap, a 156.2, so he's lost about 10 seconds there.
Yeah, but it's still not. It's still not visible on the gap between him and Carlos. Although, no, the gap is gonna be bigger right now. So where did Will
maybe
make the
it was-
mistake? That is what I really want to know.
Yeah, so maybe the gap was maybe closer to about 20 seconds before he made the mistake and we just didn't notice. Yeah, he's lost a lot of time in that last lap.
For the guys who just joined the chat, welcome everyone to the chat. If you want to know more about NLD and MRC, Jesus Christ, I can't even put that out of my mouth. If you want to know more about NLD, Team NLD Gaming, and MRC, Mature Racing Club, links are down below in the description. I would say, and I would advise you to take a peek on their social media platforms, because mainly MRC is a great group and they really deserve a great shout out. So take a sneak peek on their Facebook page and join them, and try to join a race or a league. They have several leagues running right now at the same time. Although I'm not sure if every league is still searching for new races, but you always can sign up as a reserve driver. Want to know more about our sponsors? Check out the links down below in the description. The sponsors are at this time, and it will stay this way. Maybe there will enter more, but I hope so. All or Nothing NL.com for all your racing and sim racing for your sim racing and gaming. Jesus Christ, the intro is always going well, except for now. I'm messing it up. I hope tomorrow I will have a better day than now. If you want to know more about All or Nothing, go to allornothingnl.com for all your gaming and sim racing gear. And DSR, the Dutch sim racing community, it's the same community as MRC, but we are mainly, or they are mainly focused on the community, creating events, sponsoring events of other communities and stuff like that. Yeah, I said we are, but DSR and NLD are not far away from each other, although NLD is a clan and DSR is not. I need to say that the condition that they are driving right now, with few less on the track, they're still doing great. They're keeping up. They won't give up. Um, those are these guys you see right now on screen. We're talking about VSR, Ben, Will. His first name should be Will, I guess. Team NLD or TNLD. That's Carlos. TNLD, the devil. That's Carlos. Those guys are the diehards, apparently, because they are still driving even if they are with 3 guys on the track. But it's not official race day yet. This is just a practice. And I'm curious what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm really, really curious because it can start off with a huge chaotic field. And certainly within the first 2 or 3 corners, maybe the first 2 laps. Depends on how quick everyone is. But I definitely think that on the latest stage at this race, or at the race tomorrow, it all hangs on pit stop strategies. And I guess that that definitely will decide who's the winner or not. I think that Will has found his pace as well, a steady pace.
Yeah, he and Ben both posting mid to low 43s, which is good considering they've been on the tires for a long time.
Oh,
Carlos is round.
Carlos spun out again. It seems to happen quite a lot at that corner. He's not the only one who's experiencing this, but what I did, and that's a trick, also with a GT, with the Ford GT. After hitting the finish line, you go way outside on the right side before entering the first turn. And if you do so, when hitting the start-finish line, you're gonna hit the brakes slowly. Not right away, like pedal to the metal and think that you are a drifter. not like that. But more, decent. You know, hitting the pedals with your toenail, or hitting the brakes with your toenail, just slowly and carefully. And then entering the corner, and the first corner is one of the hardest corner next to the chicane to enter, because at the chicane and the first corner you will hit that both with top speed, so it's pretty hard to control your car at that point. It's I think it's more like the instinct you have for this track.
Yeah. Ben clearly has a lot of instinct. He's just turned it up and done a 42.4.
I know Ben is watching this stream. And he's laughing.
I should stop complimenting him then.
No, yeah, I'm not gonna give him any compliments anymore. He's still an old guy. I mean, he's driving an old car on an old track. And the one who's driving that car is wrinkly as well, so... No, I just...
Old car, old track, old driver.
Yeah, exactly. It's... He apparently is one passionate driver at an old track in an old car, so... Although, have you seen the C8R, by the way? The new
I don't...
Corvette.
Is it just been...
It's not out yet,
No.
but it will be released, I guess, in November? Somewhere in November, December?
I'll see if I can find a picture, see what it looks like.
You know that
So I've always liked the Corvettes.
you know what it is with the Corvettes? They are always turbo, or no, what was it? It was charged, but not turbocharged, but how's it called? Yeah, I can't get onto the name, but they are charged. so that they can reach like more horsepowers. But what they're gonna do with the C8R or the C8 in general is they're gonna put a turbo on the block, so it won't have the sound of a true American car. Like the roar you will hear right now, this will be the last car that within the Corvette range that you can hear this roar.
Yeah, I've just found a photo of the C8R. That looks very, very different.
It definitely looks really different. Um, I've seen, of course, the Le Mans 24 hours long. That is why I got fucked up the next day. I was really too tired to get online. But yeah, they talked about the next year C8R, and that the roar is gonna, yeah, it's gonna be gone. It's gone. It won't be there anymore. But to be honest, it's for the Corvette fans and the American muscle fans. Yeah, it's quite a yeah, sad story. But to be honest, they need to think. Every GM need to think like every other car manufacturer needs to think about the environment. So
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the way things are going nowadays.
I think that the C9R will be hybrid.
And of course, the new hypercars
Yeah,
here for
they talk.
Le Mans is going to be hybrid.
Yeah, they talked about that as well. They didn't talk about engine specs and car specs. It was like hypercars like Aston Martin is coming, McLaren probably will come in again. Ford will stop or will come back with a hypercar next year. It's still a big question mark for everyone because they told us that they're gonna stop with Le Mans 24.
Yeah, they're pulling out with the GT.
Yes. I mean, the flagship BMW, I mean, Titanic BMW, they gonna... Oh
Yeah.
my god, I have seen some memes on the internet. Damn. We've posted a lot among each other on the chat. Yeah, we have a chat among each other chat. No, the memes were real with that BMW M8.
Yeah. It's going as well.
Yeah, this is they're gonna enter the last round. It's lap 35.
Yeah, Ben's already crossed the line. Will's about to soon. Yeah, I think they said for those hypercars they're going to be about 750 horsepower.
Mm.
I'm sure Autosport did a video, or it was the Le Mans YouTube channel did a video explaining some of the regulations.
750
we've already
brake
got.
horsepower.
Yeah, and we've already got Aston Martin and Toyota signed up, so hopefully some more do.
Shoot, yeah. I think Porsche will be coming back as well. But
Yeah.
I think that
Hopefully more
Dieselgate
manufacturers.
story between the FIA and Audi and Porsche, yeah, that pulled away. I mean, both pulled away from the whole Dieselgate and the whole diesel story. It has something to do with the environment and stuff like that. It's such a bullshit. I mean, racing is racing, and we all want to hear screams of all cars. If you know what I'm talking about. But anyway,
Yeah.
Ben ended up being the first one at the first position with 34 laps. The best time he drove was 1:42.3. That's not bad, by the way, to be honest. Will came back after a couple of more crashes and a couple of more, well, unpredictable moves. But he came back in second place with a 1:42.8 as best lap, but with a penalty of 6 seconds. And there goes everything. Bye-bye. yeah. What, what what are your thoughts about this race?
Well, it's a good benchmark, even with only 4 cars. We had some battles throughout. Of course, we had Ben and Carlos for a little bit after Ben stops. Ben and Will at the start, and yeah, hopefully when we have a full grid, that should be a fun race.
I hope that tomorrow will be a great race indeed. Yeah, I'd like to thank everyone in chat for joining. This was just a test. Tomorrow it will be an official stream, so less swearing and less bullshitting. Today it was like, okay, we're gonna try everything. Let's see if the quality of everything is good. We already received some feedback about the game sound, so I'm gonna put the game sound a bit more. But anyways, thanks everyone for joining, and stay tuned because tomorrow there will be another stream, and I hope you will enjoy it as well, like you did today. I really want to thank you all guys for tuning in, and see you all tomorrow. You can say something as well.
See you tomorrow.
This is recorded. You got